Hello everyone, I am Bets Golden. Welcome to the Gel Press channel. Today I'm going to make a little mini album. I'm going to start off with this piece of mixed medium cardstock. This will be the cover for my album. I like it because it's nice and thick, and it can really withstand a lot of different types of mediums. I'm starting out by creating a background on the front and back of this page because it will be featured in the journal. I'm using the Dina Wakley glossy spray. This is an acrylic type spray. It dries shiny and permanent, so I know it's not going to mix with any colors that I lay on top of it as long as I dry it. And then I'm showing you how you want to clean these. Sometimes if you don't, actually all the time, if you don't clean them with a little bit of water and rubbing off that nozzle, it will clog and then you will not be able to use it. So if you have these, make sure that you always clean them down like I'm doing. Okay, so I am going to be using an impressible plate. It is the Square on Square with Royal Talon paint, the Art Creations line, which is the most economical line that they have. This is for those that want to try out acrylic paint, and it's a really great one to use. I enjoy using it. It has great coverage, as you can see with this, and you won't break the bank when you do it. So I'm using a small 6x6 plate as well that I'm actually going to use on the back side of my sheet that I am going to press, and I'm just braying out that color all over the place. The reason why I decided to use Royal Talon with this project is because it's back to school, so my mind is on kids, of course, but they actually have a program that they donate supplies to underprivileged children around the world, and they tell the kids to create an art piece of like one of their dreams that they want to do. Once the art piece is created out of the supplies that were donated to the child, they turn around and sell it, and whatever proceeds are made from the sale of that child gets to keep and live out their dream. So it's a really great community-based program. They have everything from paint like this to which is the beginner line, all the way to expertise type artists use. So it's a really great company. They've been in business since 1899, and painters, crafters, artists all around the world use them. And just with back to school, I thought it was a great thing to showcase. All right, so I am laying out some color on the back, and I know you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, girl, that is so ugly, but you just wait and see. Don't you worry. It's going to turn out to be a very cool journal. Having a lot of fun. One of the things that I like to do is I like to brayer out on the back of my pieces too, which I did on that. I'm not looking for perfection there. I'm just looking for pretty much just some fun covering. And as you can tell, the colors are different than what's on the front, which I really like. But we're just about to the point where I'm liking what that is. I'm going to go back, and instead of spraying this glossy, I'm going to flick it, which is my favorite way to use the glossy spray, is just to flick it and add a little bit more contrast. If you guys are interested in any of the products that I'm using, I do have them listed down below in the description box for your convenience. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the Gel Press channel, I hope you consider doing so, making sure that you leave any comments or questions you have, as well as liking this video if you are enjoying it. I am going to use some notebook paper on the inside and a die that I have. However, you could easily create this journal just by cutting it down to the size that you want and then scoring. It's not hard, but I'm using this die by Art by Marlene. I haven't tried it out, so I kind of wanted to break it in, and I am still thinking about back to school, so my pages are going to be notebook pages that I found for like 20 cents a pack, and I'm going to line that up. I was able to cut 2 from one and folded it over, I created a total of 10 little pages to insert inside. There is a nice indentation, so it was pretty easy to fold. But check out how cute that is. So at first I'm thinking I'm going to end up with that flap on the outside, but I changed my mind at the end. To adhere this album all together, I'm just using some thread. I wish I had some elastic bands instead to put through, but I didn't. So I used just some embroidery thread that I had on hand, and I looped this through twice just to make sure that it's nice and secure, tying it in the back. And as you can tell, it's not, it's a little album. I'm thinking I have a 16-year-old. I'm thinking, I have a nephew who's like, 5 that would enjoy playing with this. So I'm not looking for super perfection right now. I'm just looking for something that's fun and that a kid could easily open and play with and use in school. And then I'm just going to tie this in the knot in the back and call it good. So this art by Marlene is a new product line to me. I haven't played with it, so you're going to see it quite a bit in this video at least. And I think that it turns out really adorable. I'm using a die cut once I get done with this that I didn't even have to cut out. It's great. It's a paper pack, and all the little die cuts you normally would have to run through a ScanNCut or Fussy Cut are already cut out for you. And so I really appreciated that. It made crafting so much easier, and I'm not a big fan of cutting, so I really, really enjoyed that, and you'll see it in just a second. Okay, so now I'm just kind of playing with this, and I'm thinking, well, that's kind of cool, but it's not holding, and I start to look through this cute little album, and I'm contemplating a couple different ones, but I really want it to be a journal for my nephew or for a child. And so I end up using one of those first die cuts right there. It's the art journal one. And as you can tell, I just have to punch it out. It's super easy. And it punches out rather clean. I had to do a little bit of trimming on the edges from where it didn't quite get it. But other than that, it was easy. And I play with it around. I really thought I was going to use the journal like that, where it has the flap on the outside. And then I discovered that it makes a really great pocket. And right about here, I'm starting to think, wait a minute, maybe this will make a pocket. And it's not laying down. And then I'm like, oh yeah, let's do a pocket. So I just take some adhesive and I line the edges of it, and boom, now I have a little pocket that I can put tags, or, if you're going to take it out, receipts, things like that, or other little die cuts that I want to use down the line. And it really worked out nice. And I like how the inside looks with the square on square or square and square impressible. I think it looks great. I am going to use some pop dots on this just to give it some dimension and depth. I like to do that. I don't always like to put my stickers down or die cuts down flat. I like to pop them up a little bit. I think it just makes it look a little bit more special. And you can find these pretty much anywhere. They're available at all your big crafting stores and places, even some of your, places that you would shop for or everyday office supplies stuff. So pretty easy to find those. And then I'm going to finish it off with a little bit of bling. Doesn't quite look complete to me. I like to work in odd numbers, so I either put down 3, 5, or 7. Anything about more than that for me gets a little bit too busy, and I like to start out with 3, and then once I get 3 down, then I go ahead and work my way up from there. If you guys are not following me, I do have a YouTube channel. It is Bets Golden. I will have it linked down below, as well as a website, www.betsgolden.com, and you can always find me on Instagram under Bets Golden too. So I would love to show you some other things that I do on my channel. So make sure that you check me out. And if you have any questions or comments, for me, you can always message me. I'm pretty easy to access. All right, there we go. Hope you enjoy.